Yo, yo. Quick video update for you guys. I didn't stream today because the traditional markets were closed, and let's just be honest. I'm a little lazy. I'm playing Diablo 4, excuse me. And it's just a Monday, bank holiday, so I'm going to do my regular markets with mainstream tomorrow. But just based on what's happened with Bitcoin, typical Bitcoin action, making moves on a bank holiday, I wanted to do a quick update for you guys. So that's what this video is going to be. So, looking at the chart here, to me, this looks pretty good on the weekly. Okay. So we'll just delete all the levels here. So as you guys know, if you've been following my channel, if you've been following me for some time now, I've been talking about this weekly breaker since March. Go find the tweets. You don't even need to find them. They're on the top of my page because me being the cloak goblin that I am, retweeted them and responded to them because, I need that sweet clout. So been waiting forever. Came so close here. Bounced. More weeks go by. Came very close here. And then finally we stabbed into the zone. Right as we came into the zone, what happened? BlackRock ETF announcement. So I love when technicals and narratives line up at the same time, right? So it's no different than before the real bull run got cooking. Whatever the date was, I don't know if it was here or maybe it was back here. Let me just look it up because this is a great example of what I'm talking about here. What day did Elon say Tesla accept BTC? February? Okay, so perfect example here. So February, okay, of 2021, Tesla says that that Tesla buys a shitload of Bitcoin, right? Pull back, higher low, next leg up. Then in May, he says that they're going to stop accepting Bitcoin right at the top. And so here we have, the BlackRock ETF happening right at key high time frame support. So I like when that kind of, the mixing of the TA and the news kind of work out in that way. But I've been waiting on this zone for fucking ever. We finally came into it. I won't lie. I did think we would trade deeper into it. I had there's a level in here. I'll go there on the H12, a little swing low that I thought we might run. But as it stands right now, right? We have our weekly SFP into the key zone plus the news and a clear objective of 32K to the upside, in my opinion. So that's all looking really good to me on the weekly. We do need to clear this high with a weekly close for confirmation that the weekly trend has changed, because we can trade all the way up to here, sweep it or not even close to get through it, and then trade all the way back down, right? Because until this weekly high gets closed through, it's just lower highs and lower lows on the weekly for now. So that still has to happen. We still got to get through here, but it doesn't mean we can't trade from here to here. And if we get above here, then you're absolutely bullish for another leg up above this high and this high, right? But it's starting to look good. And if you zoom in, there's that weekly level, right? We came into the zone and then the H12, right? We ran the equal lows here into that demand area. And then the H12 shifted structure bullish. We made a higher high here, right? On the daily as well, we made a higher high. There's your swing high. We closed above that on the daily. So that's that low, right? The weekly doesn't change until here, but the daily's already shifted bullish here, potentially, right? Or in the process of. So this could be our first, maybe this is the higher low. Maybe I get lucky and I get my entry and that's the higher low, but this is going to shift before this weekly shift happens. Because if we trade up here and the weekly closes through here, well, guess what? The daily would have already been in an uptrend, right? So interesting spot, I think, just from a narrative plus chart perspective. The sentiment on crypto has been super bad. The ETF comes in right as we come into the technical level. clear draw the upside. Just seems like good risk reward for upside, in my opinion. You have a super clear validation with this wick. Like as long as we are trading above this low, the risk reward is really good. So I fucking whacked some spot bids. I had some spot bids here, and then I had a shit ton down here. So I only got filled on some. I really thought we were going to trade a little bit lower, but maybe this is it. We don't know yet. But then I also was trying to get some leverage exposure. So as you guys know, I said, hey, this is bullish now. I'm flipping my bias to bullish. I'm not expecting lower anymore. So I put a long order here, stop here, right, with my target being 32K. And then I was hoping that we would come in here, fill that long, and then I would also compound that long with some lower time frame trades by getting in on like the hourly, and that trade would be risk somewhere in here, depending on the structure, and then this would be the target. So that I'd have my swing play and then kind of my day trade at the same time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get that entry. You know, we did sweep here, so maybe we now sweep these lows in here, but as many of you pointed out, we didn't sweep on some of the other exchanges. So my rule of thumb when it comes to SFPs, okay, always the number one thing you want to look at is the actual exchange you're trading and the instrument you're trading, right? So if you're trading BTC, USDT on Bybit, make sure that that's the chart you're looking at when you're doing your TA. You can do your TA on the spot pair, but where your stop goes and that kind of thing, you're going to want to focus on the chart that you're actually trading. Okay. And then for the second thing that I focus on, right, is consistency across the exchanges. So ideally, right, the exchange I'm trading has the SFP and all the other exchanges have the SFP as well. If the SFP is only on the exchange I'm trading and not on the other ones, I like the signal a little less. But remember, I'm bullish here. The only reason I'm trying to find an SFP here is I'm just trying to justify a pullback so I can get long, right? Because I feel like I missed the pullback here with just it being this shallow for at least that trade, right? So that would be kind of my rule of thumb. But yeah, it's an SFP here on Bybit, non-SFP on some of the other exchanges or the spot exchanges. So I don't love it, but we did take out a previous high here. This looks like it should close as an SFP. So there's still an argument to be made, right, that we're going to have a little bit of a deviation here, and then we're going to trade back down here, and then maybe I get lucky and that plan comes to fruition, right? But yeah, I'm not going to go into it too deep, right? That's kind of my game plan, right? Is I'm hoping that we come back and test this 12-hour breaker. We might not. Things look pretty bullish to me on the weekly, at least to 28.5 or close to. I think at the very least, I think we go for these highs, the very least. But I wouldn't be surprised if we go up to here. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to 32K at all. So I am long biased for now. Just seems like the better risk reward. Obviously, if we start trading below this wick, all bets are off and we're likely going lower. But I'm interested in longing pullbacks if they're given for now. And that's what I'm waiting on. I'm hoping to get a pullback because I want to get long here. I feel like I got front run by literally a couple $100. And that could be an issue with being too technical, right? It's like, this is where I want to bid. But when you see this happening and we've got the narrative and all that behind you, and sometimes you just need to ape. Because if it's going to 32K, do you really care if you bought at 26 or 26,400? No. Right? Do you even care if you bought at 26,800? If it's going to 32K, of course not. Right? So sometimes it's not about finding the best entry. It's just about getting a entry. But yeah, let's see. Watch me just bull post into the lower high. But I'm still bull biased. This looks good to me, high time frame. Low time frame, we're trying to find that entry, trying to time that pullback, and maybe I missed it, right? So if I missed the pullback to here, right? So the initial plan was to get long on a pullback into this zone, and I missed it, right? Because I'll delete that. I'll make it more true to where I was bidding here. Okay. So I wanted to see this pullback come to here. It didn't. So what do I do now? Well, it could still come back here, right? But if it's not going to, I need a plan. How do I get in, right? Well, this becomes your new low. We wait for a high to form. Let's say it forms here. And then guess what? I've got a new area to bid. I wait for price to potentially come back there. And you just get the continuation play, right? So if you don't get the setup, that's going to happen a lot. And you need a plan. Doesn't mean you should just completely, forget about getting long, right? And ignore the chart, right? If you want to be long and you don't get your first entry, don't FOMO in, line up a new entry, right? Line up a new entry, make a new plan. Simple as that, right? I would rather miss a move than FOMO in. You know what I mean? So I would rather say, hey, I missed this entry, but I'm not just going to buy here. I'm going to wait for more structure, more clarity, and then try and get in somewhere where I want to trade. You want to dictate where you enter positions, where you get into trades, as opposed to the other way around, right? I trade at levels that I want to trade at. And if I don't get price at the levels I want at, then I'm not getting a trade at that level. And you have to accept that. So yeah, that's the thoughts for BTC. I have no interest in Ethereum. You can just see much weaker Ethereum, BTC just breaking down. Some altcoins are up, right? Some are up more than Bitcoin, but for the most part, I believe this is a Bitcoin-led rally. If it's going to keep rallying, just based on how Bitcoin dominance looks and how the Bitcoin chart looks and how most alt Bitcoin charts look, I think the focus and the narrative as well, obviously with the spot BTC ETF being it, is where you want to put your focus. So not even going to look at altcoins. Dollar, my bias for the week is up to here. We've, nailed this fucking move. Too bad I can't just trade dollar on its own. I got to go trade it, versus other shit. But based on how hard I nailed this, I should have nailed some trades on gold and Euro USD and GBP USD way harder. But we had the low, we caught the high. We had the sweep of low, called for the lower high, and that looks like what's happening here. We're just starting a downtrend here on the H12. We caught this lower high and all that shit, this lower high as well. And I'm just stair-stepping it, right? We've got our new range. Here's our order block. Let's see if price comes up to here, and then maybe it drops down again. And that would work for Bitcoin, right, as well. Is another leg up. Give me my entry, you fuckers, and then dump. And crypto goes up more. Okay, last thing I'm going to look at here is Render. Did this one on the Shitcoin Summer Stream, right? On Wednesday. Next episode will be this Wednesday. Low to high, order block, 12-hour chart, breaker, market structure break, right? I laid all of this out. We were trading here when I did the video. I said, if we close above here, you need to be longing the dip. Go down to the hourly. There's your buy trigger right at the 12-hour breaker, confluent with the weekly analysis, the 12-hour analysis, everything here perfectly folded together. This is a perfect example. And you definitely got your 2R and even almost 4R if you're still in this thing at 1.3, 0.6R, but you definitely got your 2R. And that's an hourly trade with weekly and 12-hour sponsorship. That's a banger. So I know some of you got that because I've been tagged in Discord about it. So if that's you, fucking congrats. I did not get in that trade. So I'll just be salty and be sitting here waiting, praying that my BTC bids get hit. Anyways, I will update you guys with a video tomorrow, like a stream, but just wanted to get this out there real quick. And talk to you later.